So doctor, now we've settled sleep and we know about breakfast. Now coming to our main thing, workout. When is the best time for a person to work out?
That's an interesting topic. See, ideally, before workout, your stomach should be empty.
Okay.
So, mostly recommended timing is either early morning or late in the evening.
Okay.
But for that matter, suppose a person is finishing his duty by 11 o'clock in the morning, so you can go for a workout after 3 p.m. So, early in the evening. So, ideal thing is your stomach should be empty and you should be comfortable. And if you are full stomach, you can't do anything. So either early morning or late evening is the best time. So early morning, the thing is according to one's convenience. Suppose a guy needs to go to office only 10 o'clock. He has 4 hours in the morning. So he can get up at 5 or 6, finish his workout or sports training by 9, reach office at 10 o'clock. But somebody, he wants to punch the office at 7 o'clock. So no way he can make it in the morning. So best is in the evening. So it is variable, but end of the day our aim is the stomach should be empty so that you can push to the limit. You can do maximum.
Okay, because with that, connected with that, I just realized that when you said stomach should be empty. So what about the pre-workout food that people say you must eat a banana? Is that also supposed to be avoided or?
No need, because the body has enough storage. So our purpose of doing workout is to burn out the calories which is consumed in the form of belly fat or in the form of whatever extra fat around the organs. So by doing exercise, what we are doing is we are burning out calories from the stores. Okay. So if you take bananas and smoothies and go for workout, your purpose is not met.
That is a very, very interesting point,
so
I think, doctor.
Always water with you. Always carry water with you while running or while training and before going for workout. Okay. So even if you feel like a little tired, you can take a break and maybe take a small bit of lemon juice that contains potassium and little sodium. That gives you the muscle power. Whereas no need of in between munging or protein shakes.
Okay.
As practiced by some people.
Oh, that's very interesting, because there are times, we have to hurry with eating a toast and peanut butter to keep up to the energy. But that also reminds me, how many hours should a person ideally work out for?
Yeah, that also according to the age. See, a young person, like suppose 18-year-old, he can go for 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening.
Okay.
No harm. See, one example I'll tell you. Our number one tennis player, Andy Murray, his training pattern is 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the evening. So he is doing 6 hours intense training. So at that level, he can do for 6 hours a day, and he's making money out of that. Whereas a guy, he has 8 hours office work, and his sleeping hours is only 5 to 6 hours. He has only 40 minutes to 1 hour a day. So ideal recommendation is according to the age pattern or level of his office work or his work, you can modify. So the ideal teaching is or recommendation is 5 days a week, every day 1 hour.
Perfect.
Or 40 minutes to 1 hour.
So doctor, you kept mentioning about the sips of water during the workout. Now another very hyped concept is having 8 glasses of water a day. Is it a compulsion that I have to have 8 glasses of water a day, or is it whenever I'm thirsty?
It's an average calculation of an adult. 8 glasses is good. That means the main thing is our intention is to make the body hydrated.
Okay.
And you should not go for dehydration. Suppose a person is working in a hot and very tropical weather, he needs more water. He is sweating, so he needs more water. Whereas somebody is in a cold climate, he doesn't need that much water. So end of the day, our aim is to make the body hydrated, and he should have clear and non-smelly urine.
Okay.
That's the thing. So 8 glasses of water is good enough. But according to his working schedule, suppose a guy is he's in intense workout, he is sweating a lot, so he has to take sips of water plus 8 glasses. Okay. So it becomes 8 plus 1 more liter, so 9 liters.
Okay.
That is the best thing for the body, because the main thing is 20% of the water is coming from our food only. So remaining 80% should come from the plain water.
Now, when you're talking about balanced, could you tell us about meal intervals, number of meals? Because again, they say you have to have 1 cup of green tea, then few almonds, then snacks, because it's a lot for somebody who's beginning, because it's very hard. So what is that perfect meal plan for a person?
That also is customized.
Okay.
See, a person is able to cope up with 6 meals a day. You can split into 6.
Okay.
So approximate calculation is, if I need 1800 calories, that is my calculation for losing weight. So I can split into 600 into 3. So 600 calories meal into 3 meals. So that is 1800. Whereas somebody can cope up with 6 meals, can make 300 calories into 6 meals.
Okay.
Depends on the thing. So end of the day, the total calculation of the calorie intake should be matched, whether it is 3 meals or 6 meals. That's the idea.
Doctor, just for our beginners and also for the layman, sometimes it's very difficult when doctors and nutritionists tell us about number of calories, because we can't actually keep track, because I as a common person don't know if my breakfast, the number of calories my breakfast has or the number of calories my lunch has. So it's very confusing for me. So ideally, let's suppose one day, what are the things that perfectly balances a day? Like, what are the kind of food we can include?
You can make it practical.
Okay.
See, before every meal, whether you take 3 meals or 6 meals, before every meal, make a habit of drinking 2 glasses of water.
Okay.
So your stomach is 1/3 full.
Okay.
So you don't have the craving of food. Stomach is, you can say, 1/3 full. So if you are planning to lose weight, what is your normal home diet? Just reduce the number of chapatis or idlis or parotas, whatever you're taking, just cut it by half or 1/3. So you're reducing the calories, so you're limiting your intake.
Okay.
So a practical way. So suppose we have been having a meal of 2500 calories, you want to lose weight, you have to cut down by at least half. Then only you are meeting the purpose.
Okay.
So practical thinking is reduce the calorie, reduce the starch and carbohydrate, and maximum avoid the sugar.
Now, doctor, the very, very interesting, the very controversial cholesterol, hypertension and sugar. It is so around the place that every few months there is a rapid shift in what you need to do to counter cholesterol, or what is the in thing. So what is the in thing today about all of these deadly things?
Main thing is we have to reduce our cholesterol intake.
Okay.
And reduce our salt intake and sugar. So all these 3 things are detrimental in our cardiac health, brain health, and even the mental situation. So in the long run, the purpose of less intake of cholesterol as well as sugar, the ideal recommendation is 5 grams of salt a day maximum.
Okay.
5 grams, that is 1 teaspoon.
In all of the day?
Yeah, 5 grams. Restricted salt intake. The thing is, you have to prevent early hypertension. Nowadays, people are popping off in 30s and 40s. In our grandparents' day, it was 65, 70 years heart attack. Now it is 30s and 40s. So the thing is our lifestyle only. We have to reduce intake of trans fat. Trans fat means all high fat content like cheese, butter, margarine, all these things. But there are controversies in cholesterol intake.
Yeah.
The new concept saying you don't have to bother about cholesterol intake in the long run, because whether you take high cholesterol food or reduced cholesterol food, your longevity depends on your DNA pattern.
Okay.
So there is a thing called epigenetics. Epigenetics means that is the medical term.
Yeah,
the layman's language, your body pattern, your cholesterol content in the body or blood vessels, and your chance of getting diabetes, everything is connected to your gene.
Okay.
See, you have a family history, or you have hereditary chance of diabetes or cholesterol, that is there in the body, that you can't change because your parents have given it to you. So what you can change is your lifestyle. So there comes fitness.
Yes.
So what you can modify is, by doing extreme fitness, you can modify your morbidity, mortality, and even longevity of life.
Okay.
That's the main thing about reducing the intake of cholesterol and sugar and salt too.
And I have a very related question about cholesterol. Now, cholesterol hypertension is the in thing, because every other person, very sadly, is having cholesterol, hypertension at a very young age. Another very common disease, doctor, I can't call it a disease. Another very common trend these days is thyroid, because every other person seems to be having thyroid and everything they blame it on thyroid. So what is thyroid to do with our daily meal and fitness pattern, and what do we do to counter it?
Thyroid gland, it is actually situated here.
Okay.
This is the master of orchestra of in our body.
Okay.
It controls everything.
Yeah.
Your hormone secreted from the sexual organs, your diabetes, sugar values, your cholesterol values, everything is determined by the in presence of this hormone called thyroxine. So if there is a less production in the thyroid gland, it affects your body contour. So if the thyroid hormone is less, you tend to become obese and chubby. So we don't know why thyroid is common now, but it is common. Maybe because everything contributes to that. Our lifestyle, our food intake, our processed food, everything is there. So the thing is, you have to detect thyroid early, and it is completely curable and treatable.
Okay. Now, doctor, for our kids, often we think about fitness quite late, maybe with some influence of some bad lifestyle, or maybe it's want to lose weight or gain weight or whatever, but we think quite late. What would your advice be to parents for their kids? What can they do for their kids at this stage so that tomorrow they lead a healthy lifestyle?
Actually, the parents are the role model for children. So we have to show them what we are eating, what we are drinking. So we can't tell them take water or fresh juice by consuming Pepsi or cola in front of them. So maximum avoid fizzy drinks in front of them at least, so that they don't copy you. Yeah. And the main thing now is maximum try to avoid processed junk food, including all Big Macs. Or you tend to go out, and whenever they see the or the uncle's photo, they drag you to the place. But the thing is, maximum you have to avoid. Maybe once in a while, just for the sake of family, you can do it. But you have to gradually discourage junk food, because it is produced by all commercial means. So it has lot of hormones in that. Because in the livestock, to make the output more, they add lot of estrogen and hormones. So the main thing is, you tend to put on weight unknowingly. So maximum at least 7 days or 6 days a week, you have to take your home food freshly prepared. And adding on that is our social media. Children now, if you see 5-year or 6-year-old, even in my clinic, kids are coming with mobile in their hand, playing games. So what we have to decide is, this is a social evil all of us are facing. So when we get back to our home, switch off everything.
Switch off the Wi-Fi.
Switch off the Wi-Fi and switch off the mobile or tab and keep it somewhere, so that everybody interact, so that children will not be in front of the tab. And one more thing is, for children, the main thing, we don't know what is the outcome in late their future. The thing is, all these gadgets are emitting electromagnetic radiation. We call this EMR. Okay. So this affects their hand, their nerves, their brain and eyesight, and their cognition, their anxiety, depression, everything is connected to that. So maximum you avoid all these gadgets, electronic things, especially in the handheld tab or phones. So best thing is, interact with them, switch off all the gadgets, interact with them, talk to them, or go back to our old grandma's life, tell them stories, take them out. Take them out means the parents, they have to go with them. Yeah. You can't tell them go out and play. You have to go with them and make some social groups at least every other day. You go out with children, have some fun or some workout together, or put them in a club or their club, and you go out and have training there, so that they copy you, because you are also going out and doing training. So they copy the same thing. So you have to be a role model for them.
Thank you so much, doctor. So with that said, we also promise you that we will do a lot for kids as well, because we'll soon have little workshops, little activities for little children to bring them back to the age where they play outside, where they run outside. So we're going to do a lot for your children as well. With that said, we wrap up today's episode, and next time you can send in your questions and we will have different doctors, different specialists, different people answer all your queries for you. Because Fitness Mantra is all about you, we're going to have a lot of activities in future. So we're going to have a lot more doctors, a lot more fun activities, outdoor activities, family fun. In the meantime, in case you got any more questions, do send in all your queries on our Facebook page. And yes, listen, don't you forget to like and subscribe and share. This is Vailana for you from Fitness Mantra.